Perhaps more than his basketball skills, and they were impressive, Joe Reddick is best defined by his willingness to give of himself. As a scholastic youth a half-century ago, Joe could play second fiddle and also top banana. That's because at vocational, which became Corcoran, he teamed with Hall of Famer Jimmy Collins, who was named the #1 schoolboy hoop star ever to come out of Central New York. Reddick packed a sizable skill set into a 5'11" frame.
He was the first person I met when I came in Syracuse. I was here 24 hours, and I met him at Thornton Park on the basketball court. He came up to me, introduced himself to me. I didn't know anybody, and right from then we struck up, and we've had a friendship ever since.
A second-team Central New York Cities League All-Star as a sophomore, he was first team in 1965-66 and 66-67, as Corcoran won 93% of its games its first 2 years. He averaged 15.2 points per game as a junior. That season produced one of the most anticipated, heralded city championship games, CNY Cities League versus Parochial League, Corcoran versus St. John the Evangelist. With Collins gone, Reddick averaged 22.1 points per game as a senior and teamed with Howie Harlow in one of the city's best backcourts. Joe was first team All Central New York and led Corcoran to the Section 3 Class A title. The poll ranking Collins the top CNY schoolboy, Reddick is number 9. Fellow inductee Greg Paulus is also top 10.
I met Joe Reddick in 1963. I was at West Hill High School and Joe was playing for vocational high. It was really a suburban white basketball team scrimmaging an inner city black team. And Joe one day was chasing the ball out of bounds and crashed into my wheelchair. And that was the first day that I met Joe. And we've sort of been locked in the hip, ever since.
Reddick starred collegiately at Albany State in Georgia, leading them to a 32-8 mark and into the final round of the NAIA tournament in Kansas City. A late-round pick of the Dallas Chaparrals in the 1972 ABA draft, he also teamed with Duvall on the Syracuse Centennials.
He was unbelievably quick, had a great jump shot, and he never gave up.
In the restaurant business as owner of Joe Reddick's Sports Bar, he also coached Cazenovia High School girls basketball, coached at Morrisville, and has always been involved in area youth activities.
You've been a Hall of Famer all your life, in everything you've done and everything you've touched. As a coach, as a player, as a business owner, and all the things you've done for the community.
The thing that stands out most to me about Joe is his love for the city of Syracuse. And he worked at the Dunbar Youth Center. He also worked at the Booker T. Washington Center in Auburn, New York, where he helped kids. And then obviously at the end of his career, he worked throughout the city school district with kids and coached kids.
If I was having a problem, the first person I would always call is Joe. He's overcome a lot of things in his personal life. In our lifetime, we both have been on the receiving end of discrimination.
McLean, the coach, told Reddick, the scoring machine,
if I could lower your points per game by 10 and increase your assists per game by 5, nobody will ever beat us.
McLean also added a serious note.
There's nobody has been a more constant presence than you are, and you are more than a friend. You are my brother from another mother.
And Urban Sports Hall of Famer Joe Reddick now becomes a member of the Greater Syracuse Sports Hall of Fame, class of 2018.